Welcome to our session today, biology for the Form 3 students, and we are still on the topic ecology, and this subtopic is actually population. So we are going to look at the different factors that affect a population. So by the end of the lesson, I would expect us to be able to define the term population. Equally, should be able to state characteristics of the population and the basic methods that are used to estimate different populations. So by population here, we are referring to population of living organisms. That is basically plants and animals. Let's go straight to the lesson. We need to define the term population. We defined this term previously under the terms that are normally used in ecology. So we define population as the total number of organisms of a particular species that are found in a given habitat at a particular time. So the key thing you need to note is we are looking at the total number of living organisms, that is both plants and animals, and bear in mind a specific species. We are not comparing different species, but a particular species, and where they are found, which are referred to as the habitats, and the duration. The time is very important. We shall come and see why the time factor is actually very important. As I mentioned earlier, living organisms, we are looking at both plants and animals. Then species, a specific species. Now, there are different examples of a population. For example, you can count the population of buffaloes, let's say in Lake Nakuru National Park. Bear in mind, these are buffaloes, a specific species, their total number, how many are they, in a given locality, like Lake Nakuru National Park, for example. We can take another example, for example. You may also want to count the number of flamingos, very popular again in Lake Nakuru and Lake Elmataita. So looking at this population of flamingos, these are birds, pink in color, and we need to estimate how many are they in a particular locality, again, at a given time. You may also need to look at the population of owls. These are the nocturnal birds, possibly in Arabuko-Sokoke National Park. This is in Kilifi. So all these are examples of different living organisms. You may want to note their numbers in these respective areas at a particular time. It is important to note that populations are not static. By static, we mean that the numbers are not remain constant, but they change, okay, in their structure, size, and the way they are organized. So that's what I'm mentioning, that you need to specify the number of individuals at a particular time. So time factor is very important, because you're saying that if they are not static, these numbers are dynamic. They keep on increasing. So that means there will be a change in the size of the population. How big is the population? How are they structured? And then how are they organized in a given habitat? So remember, we are saying that this is not static simply because, for example, there are animals that are migrating. They could be living one habitat to another because maybe there is competition. You could have some animals also coming in from other habitats, increasing the population. We have a factor like death. Some are dying, so the number goes down. Others are giving birth, implying that the population size increases. So if you look at those parameters, then it is actually available to say that the population cannot remain static. It cannot be constant, but it is actually dynamic. That means it will change with time. So we need to look at a few characteristics of population. Every population will show certain characteristics different from those of a single organism. That means if you look at the characteristics of a given population, they will be totally different from those of a single organism. Now, some of these characteristics include what we refer to as population density. So population density is simply the number of individuals or organisms per unit area or unit volume. Now, note here talk about unit area or unit volume. So we are quantifying how many individuals are present per unit area or per unit volume. For example, You may want to quantify the number of people per square kilometer in Mombasa County. Okay? Somebody else may perform an experiment in the laboratory. You may culture bacteria, and then you may want to find out the number of bacteria that are present in a milliliter of water. So note here, per square kilometer, that is area, then per milliliter of poured water, we are quantifying the number of individuals per unit volume, because water in a pot can be quantified in terms of volume, centimeters cubed, liters, milliliters, and the like. You may also want to quantify, for example, how many antelopes are present in a national park. If you realize that there are 50 per square kilometer, then that becomes the population density of those particular animals in that particular park. So the issue is we are looking at the number of individuals per square kilometer, for example, per milliliter volume. So we are looking at those factors. So if those numbers are able to be obtained, then that will give you what we refer to as population and density. What's the importance of population density? Why do you have to do this? Now, when you get the population density, you are able to actually determine the capacity. We call it the carrying capacity of certain area to support a given species of plants or animals without actually causing damage. At the same time, you can also be able to estimate how many living organisms can be supported in that particular area and the probable effects of such organisms in the ecosystem. So it is very important in the sense that once you know the population density, you are able to know the capacity, and at the same time you can also project the possible effects of these organisms in that particular habitat. And then you can afford ahead and possibly come up with ways of ensuring that everything runs smoothly within the ecosystem. For example, if there is a high density of cattle in a field, for example, a farmer is rearing animals in a farm, and then the density is so high, in other words, we have a higher number per square area of the particular field, then there is a possibility that this high density could lead to overgrazing. That means these animals, these cattle may feed on the vegetation to an extent that actually there is stiff competition that leads to overgrazing. Now, if overgrazing is actually prolonged, then you may have the field leading to actually deterioration of the field, and this can actually even lead to desertification, so to speak. So that's an example of the effect of high density in a given locality. We look at the second characteristic, that is the population dispersion and dispersal. Now, dispersion here refers to the spread or distribution of organisms in habitat. Spread or distribution. In other words, we look at the amount of animals within a given habitat. So most organisms realize that they are actually confined to their habitats for most of their lives. So that means their movement is limited, it is minimal. So you want to know by dispersion what organisms are present and how are they moving. In other words, how are they distributed in that particular movement. Any movements are confined in the habitat, and actually they are mainly in search of resources, entirely food, or sometimes even water. But you need to know that during breeding seasons, some movements can also be, you could have increased movement, because some of these organisms may be actually searching for mates to facilitate reproduction. So in search of mates, you can have breeding season can affect movement. Search of food and water can also increase movement of organisms within an habitat. Then the other term is dispersal. Dispersal actually refers to the movements to new habitats. Note here, movements to new habitats as opposed to dispersion. Dispersion is the distribution, but now dispersal here, we are referring to movements of organisms to new habitats. Now, these movements can be classified as either a migration, okay, or moving out, and immigration. Immigration means moving in. So, a migration is usually as a result of things like unsuitable weather conditions. That means the conditions in one habitat are not suitable for these living organisms, and therefore they move out to look for better environmental conditions, weather conditions. The other factor that can cause a migration is also overcrowding. If the population has increased to larger size to an extent that the members are occupying, so many members occupy very small volume, then overcrowding results, and some could actually leave and look for that. The third factor that can cause a migration is actually lack of food and water, and therefore, if the habitat, the mother habitat has insufficient food supply and water supply, then these organisms will definitely leave that habitat and search for another habitat. Maybe immigration coming in will also, essentially is more or less the same. You have new organisms from other habitats coming in simply because the weather is favorable, there is a suitable weather conditions, there is no overcrowding, and there is enough resources like food and water. We take a break and then we resume to go on with the other factors.